Okay guys, I'm back. Got this small tree moved. There's a mess of vines and all over there. I ain't gonna bother cleaning that up. I want to play with the saws. So, since I forgot my full-size tripod, I've only got one of the small tripods, mini tripods with bendable legs. So I set up a couple of those bricks right there for a stand to bring it up a little bit higher. I'm going to have to start another clip because I'm going to have to set this on the stand and then adjust it and make sure it's kind of, you know, adjusted right. I might even stand up another brick on top of that brick and a half there. I'm sorry, not a brick. It's blocks. They're not bricks. Bricks are solid. So anyway, I might even stand up another full-size block on top of that half block and see if that gets me up higher. With a tripod and all, so y'all can see better how these saws are performing. I zoomed in on what I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut those two small branches right there, the fork. I'm going to cut those with the Baco, and then start on the bigger one with the slide that up some. Start on the bigger one with the Sven saw. Alright, so let me see about adjusting this thing and I'll get back to you guys. Be right back. Okay guys, I think I got everything adjusted pretty good. Got things set on about half zoom. I mean, I'm assuming you want to watch the performance of these tools, not me. So hopefully that's going to make a good video. Alright, first test is going to be Baco. Now, off camera here, there's a couple of smaller branches I need to go ahead and get out of the way. So, using the Baco on them real quick. I need to get them out of the way because they're in my way. That's not too bad. Get over here on the other side of the branch. So you see what I'm doing. I should have done this before I started the video, but this Baco cuts real good. I like it. I didn't bring my Gerber because really this was going to be a test of this Sven saw. So I didn't bring it. That wasn't the idea. I can tell you right now, the Baco cuts a whole lot better than the Sven saw does. I mean, the Gerber saw. So, let me switch again here. Alright, I should be in the film now. The idea with any saw is not just cut in one spot. Get through something quicker, faster, you need to go all the way around it. Well, as much as possible all the way around it. Now I've got a pocket chainsaw. Don't like it. I should have maybe thought about bringing one of those. It binds up way too easy. It just does not do an easy job. And you saw how quick Baco went through that. But also keep in mind that I'm not trying to saw in one spot. I'm trying to get three sides here. There you go. Nice, quick and easy. Nary a problem. Yeah, maybe right about there. Now this is small. This is only about 3/4 of an inch, half an inch, maybe an inch. There you go. Real quick and easy. Not a problem. As far as binding up or anything some saws are notorious for doing. Dagnabbit. Alright. It's actually going to be my grandson's saw. I already put mine on my back. this thing, I wouldn't hesitate. You know, you come across stuff like this in the woods all the time for firewood, this size. You know, this is going from 1.5 inches, probably down to 3 inches down there, 4 inches down there. I wouldn't hesitate to use this if it was the only thing I had. The only thing the Sven saw is supposed to do, that this doesn't do, is cut this size faster. You know, so it's really a matter of choice. If this is the only thing I had, I wouldn't hesitate to cut this thing all the way down. Several different sections of firewood. It cuts fast. It's real good. So, you know, a lot of people complain online or complaining about the Sven saw's triangular frame. Somewhere online I read where if you use this correctly, you can cut up to a 12 or 15 inch log, even though you don't have any room here. And you're not going to have to short stroke it. And you shouldn't have to short stroke it at all. You rotate the log. You keep this on the surface of your cut, your kerf. You just rotate the log. If you can, rotate the log. You know, so that way you're never taking up that little bit of space. You're never taking up all this space either. You're always turn the log. And who in the world is going to cut out camping? Is going to cut a 12, 15 inch log anyway. You're not going to use this saw to build a log cabin. You know, you're going to cut it to use firewood, or you're going to use it to cut firewood. You know, you're not going to use it to build a log cabin. You're going to take something out, a saw out to build a log cabin, then you either need a crosscut saw, or you need a full-size bow saw, or a full-size buck saw. So, you know, I don't know anybody that's going to take a saw like this and build a log cabin with it. All right. Hang on. Let me double check the video. Make sure I'm still in frame here. I might have to zoom back out. Got it marked where I want to cut with the saw. Oh yeah, I'm still in frame. I'm hoping that end down there is going to start going down as I cut, and the saw's not going to get pinched. Because the main part of this tree is, where's my finger? Where's the camera? Is down that way from the saw. So this is the short end, that's the long end, but that's the heavy end down there. This is the light end. All right. Saw bent a little bit. I don't know if it's because of where I'm holding it, but it kind of went sideways a little. I don't know if you noticed that. But I'm already 3/4 of the way through this thing. Rotate it around as much as possible. You know, that's a nice sized piece of firewood, maybe a little big. Getting a little thicker here. Down here. See, that didn't happen. It started to lay down again sideways with the log holding it up here. I don't know if you can see it twisting. Put my hand down here. It didn't seem to do that. Once you get the thing going, you can use two hands. Well, maybe not this time, but had somebody holding the log or something. Traffic. Rotate it a little bit. You see what happens when you, or maybe you can anyway, when you run it up on that triangle there, the blade comes out of the curve almost all the way. The saw is fast, guys. That's probably a better size for a piece of firewood. The saw is fast. A little bit bigger. It's getting thicker here. I'm getting more down to the big end. Well, got a jam. There it goes. Hope you can see how I'm trying to get at least 3 sides with a couple different strokes. Alright, now we're getting bigger. This is more like 1, 2, 2.5, 3 inches. I know that because I measure my knuckle. It's exactly an inch. Saw's gotten a little wobbly with this cut, but get started, get going. I like this saw, guys. This is a little bit of cutting. I still got a ton of cutting. A whole mess of cutting to do in my backyard. Old laurel oak tree that was cut down a couple of years ago. I got both saws. I got a 12-inch, which is just about worthless. 21-inch, which is okay, I like it, but I went and bought a 24-inch, which is probably my favorite. But I also went and bought a Sawzall with pruning blades and a 100-foot extension cord. So in my backyard, for the most part, I'm using this Sawzall. Alright. There's about 1, 2, still about 2.5 inches or so. I like the saw, guys. I like the saw. Really, rotating the log around this triangle part, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter no matter how big of a log you're cutting. Like I said, who's going to cut a 12 or 15 inch log for fiber? Unless you got nothing else to use, then I can understand it. Okay, I maybe see it. But as long as you rotate this thing, keep rotating the logs, this is never going to come into play. It's never going to be a problem. Baco on the same size, but I just cut with that. Let's see what happens. Theoretically, the Baco has got no size limit for diameter. That thing's aggravating me. What I did here was I left the leather bong on it. We're always carrying cordage anyway. If this thing breaks, I'm not worried about it. But with it folded, my plans are in the woods, the carabiner goes onto a belt loop, and the saw goes into a pocket. Extra security out in the woods so it doesn't come falling out, since we don't have a belt case for it. This thing going in here. Well, I was going to put that around my wrist, and then I got to talking about it. Shorter blade, 7-inch blade compared to a 24-inch blade, 21-inch blade. I think the blade's actually 24 inches. I have to measure it. So of course it's going to take a little bit longer. My arm's wearing out. I don't know if you can see it, but there's plenty of sawdust coming out of this. Start over here some. Just like you would if you were chopping this, you know? If you're chopping this, you won't chop it all the way around. At least that's the right way to do it. Alright, here it goes, just loosening up. Almost at the end. Alright. So, the obvious happened. It took a little bit longer, a little bit more work, a little bit more strokes with the Baco, but I wouldn't hesitate to do it. I wouldn't hesitate to cut with a saw this size of a piece of wood. Wouldn't hesitate at all. The entire time I was cutting, sawdust was pouring out of that thing. So, it's definitely working. Hang on a second, I got to check the camera. Alright, so far so good. Oops, sorry about that. So far so good. No. Hang on guys, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I noticed there was something wrong with the camera. I don't know how how the flash got turned on, but the light was on constantly. Draining the battery faster. Well guys, I like the Sven saw. The Sven saw. I like it. I'm almost through this. If I were you, I would have done turn this video off. So I'm going to turn it off. Probably got it going on too long. So, that's the Sven saw compared to the Baco Laplander. I wouldn't hesitate to use a Baco. But, really guys, I'm thinking about buying another one of those Sven saws. Sven saws. I keep wanting to say Sven saws. And carrying one of those as my primary saw instead of the Baco. Do have a longer stroke, more cutting because of the longer stroke. So, alright guys, thanks for watching.